Hey guys, welcome to practice. This week we are on practice 8 and it's called Presence from my book 100 Mindfulness Meditations. You can grab your copy on Amazon if you want to follow along. So in this practice we're talking about one of the fundamental skills that mindfulness is really seeking to teach, which is presence. And sometimes that can seem a little bit confusing, but presence is just how dropped into this moment are we right now. There's so much data that's going on around us in any given second that to just drop in and to focus on something in particular rather than be lost in our mental projections into the future or our anxious, worried thoughts into the past. So how much of our kind of the lens of our awareness can we bring into the present moment? And so for most of us, when we go on holiday or somewhere that we have never been before, we get a natural state of heightened presence where you arrive and everything smells different, looks different, the colors are different, people may be talking in different languages, sounds different, and you go into this state of, wow, this is kind of amazing, and all of your senses feel like they're really open. And this is a very natural state of presence. But we can actually reach that state in any given moment, should we choose to. Sometimes it's obviously important and useful to not be in that state. Sometimes we have to just be getting on with various tasks, and if we were trying to pay attention to all of the different sensorial things coming into our awareness, it would be too much. So it's a skill. We can use it. We don't have to use it all the time, but it's something that mindfulness teaches about. And so in this practice today, we're going to be looking at presence through an open-eyed practice. And it's very simple. We've got 3 stages to it. So we're going to notice our surroundings, we're going to meet our surroundings, and then we're going to appreciate our surroundings. So those are the 3 things that we're going to do. And this means this is a practice that you can do anywhere, anytime, without anyone knowing what you're doing. And it's a way of increasing our presence at will, by choice. All right, so if we get into this one, we don't need any particular posture, so whatever you're doing right now is fine. The first stage is we're going to notice. So what I invite you to do is just to look around your current surroundings and notice what is actually there. When we go into a room, particularly if it's a room that we know, we quite quickly dial out the scenery of our awareness because it's safe, it's not attacking us in any way, it's unlikely to be a problem for us, and so we kind of dial it out of our awareness and we focus on whatever our object of attention is. So in the first stage of presence, we bring our surroundings back in. So I'm noticing some beautiful flower, there's some artwork on the walls, but one thing you might want to do is to notice something you hadn't noticed before. Okay, so even if you're in a room that you know really well, I really challenge you to have a look around and notice something that you hadn't noticed before. So notice something new. Just give you a few moments to have a look around. And it's often quite interesting the things that the mind starts looking for when it has permission to look for something new. So we could do that for quite a long time, but that's the first stage. So you spend as much time doing that as feels okay for you. The second stage is we're going to meet our surroundings. Sounds like a bit of a weird thing to do because most of the surroundings are probably going to be inanimate objects. But what I mean by meeting our surroundings is you have to put yourself back in the picture. Yeah, because when we look out, the human eyes look outwards, so that we think the world is out there. So when we look out, we see all of our surroundings out there. And so in the second stage, we have to put ourselves back in the picture. And we do that by acknowledging our surroundings. So here are my surroundings, but here's me. And I'm in relationship in some way with my surroundings. I'm a part of the picture. So first stage, we notice, we look around, we just see what is there. And in the second stage, we meet our surroundings by actually acknowledging that we're a part of the picture. And that brings for me a sense of witness, a sense of accompaniment, a sense of inclusion, a sense of being whole. So whatever that brings up for you, this is just a practice. So noticing what you notice, practicing non-judgment, practicing curiosity. And then the third aspect that we're going to be looking at, the third one, is appreciation. So appreciation, when we're on holiday, there's so much to appreciate. It's all new, it's exciting, there's lots going on. When we're in an environment which is safe or known, or even could be boring to you, we need to think a little bit more carefully about, well, what is it that I'm going to generate this sense of appreciation from? So for me, the sense of appreciation comes from the uniqueness of any given moment. So even if it might be, here I am appreciating for the first time that I noticed something new, or that I gave myself this pocket of time to drop into my mindfulness practice, to really look around, to really be present, to show up, to practice my skill of presence. So there's almost always something that we can appreciate about the present moment when we drop deeply into it. So those are the 3 stages. I invite you to try them out, even if you're in the queue at the bank, or if you're dealing with something else that's going on at work. In between times, just check in, what's going on? Can I use this moment if I'm waiting, or if nothing much is going on, if I'm bored? Perhaps before I reach for my phone, can I perhaps generate an increased sense of presence? And just see what happens. I'd love to know what happens for you. As you know, these videos go out once a week on a Monday. You can follow me at Mindful Neil on Instagram, and on YouTube it's just Neil Seligman. So thanks for joining me in practice today. See you next time.